Hello guys, welcome back to Rose and Jones. Thanks for joining me, I hope you're all well. Today I've decided to review the La Collection Vanille from Sylvaine Delacourte. I've been putting this one off for some time, and even today with my millions of notes scribbled away in my book, it's such a difficult collection for me to describe. I don't know what it is about this collection. The fragrances don't seem to have too much clarity for my nose for some reason, but I could sit forever and still not decide on how to review these, so we're just going to go for it today. So I really hope that you enjoy it. I hope it all makes sense. So here we go. So the Vanilla collection, the collection of vanillas by Sylvaine Delacourte, the second collection that was launched, and of course the focus and main note is the raw material of vanilla. In particular, it is the Madagascan vanilla. I've got my little book here which I showed you when I did the Orange Blossoms collection. It's a very handy little book that I've been referring to. So just focusing on the vanilla, Sylvaine approached it in a new way to give it surprising facets, aromatic, spicy, or even sunny. She also wanted to appeal to those who say, no, I don't like vanilla. And I have to say, I'm not somebody who normally goes for a vanilla fragrance. I don't particularly enjoy wearing a fragrance that smells like a candle or an ice cream. Just my preference. Vanilla to me is generally what it reminds me of, is a nice candle for the home or something that's vanilla flavoured. Now I will certainly agree entirely that this collection does not smell like that. They take on a very unusual fragrance characteristic, and that is one of the reasons why I've had so much difficulty in making my mind up on how I feel about each one. Now, before my waffling causes any discombobulation with anybody, I just want to quickly point out that obviously this review is my personal experience with this collection. It's how it is on my skin. Just because I don't necessarily like something doesn't mean that it's bad. A lot of these are very popular for people. Scent is of course subjective, like taste, and everybody's experiences and preferences in life end up determining how you decide to enjoy things and how you perceive them. So this is how I perceive this collection. Let's just dive in and start with the first one in the packet, and that is Valkyrie. So Valkyrie in the little book here is described as the fresh vanilla with main notes of lime, basil and spearmint. It is said to be a big bang of fresh notes with a gentle, sexy vanilla heart. It's an unusual fragrance, and I would not call it the fresh vanilla. I would not call it that. I would say it's as far from being fresh as mothballs. I would call this the alien vanilla. There is something about this fragrance that I cannot decide on. There's something happening in here which does not reflect the notes. Now obviously this could be my skin, this could be my nose, this is my weirdness. I know this is a lot of people's favourite, so I'll go easy. With notes of lime, orange, basil, I'll list them all, but we're talking things like spearmint, sandalwood, bitter orange, and of course that lovely Madagascan vanilla. Screaming, you know, invigorating, bright, zesty. It is nothing like that. It is not that at all to me anyway. To me, it is musky vanilla. There's something in here that smells ancient, that smells like, and I said mothballs, and I'm sorry, but there's a mothball element to this. To me, on my skin there is. Oh, I've got it sprayed in my elbow. I'm getting a bit of lime, but it's old lime. Like if lime hasn't gone mouldy, but it had gone dried out and ancient, there's that aspect of lime. It's kind of incensey, vanilla incense burning in a church, and it's gotten into the fabrics. Sort of scent I'm getting from this. There's a plasticky, rubbery element, and I'm not describing it well, and I'm sorry, but that is why I've been avoiding the review for these, because I couldn't find a nice way to describe Valkyrie. I guess it's just me. She doesn't like me, I don't like her. There's just something not quite right in our chemistry here. There's a slightly dry, herbal, weird note, which I think is coming from the galbanum, which is a green sort of a herb, a bitter herb. So it could be that I'm getting more of that on my skin. Something in here just feels like it's clashing. I will say this is the second best in terms of performance and sillage out of all the fragrances. And with that being said, this is the most unhelpful and confusing review of a fragrance I can give you, so I am sorry. Next up we have Mahina. Mahina is classed as the floral vanilla, and it has main notes of osmanthus, mandarin and orange blossom. I think of this one as the marshmallow vanilla. It's a really soft, very, very soft, very slightly sweetened marshmallow vanilla. The notes I've got listed in front of me is mandarin, orange blossom, osmanthus, tonka bean, Madagascan vanilla and petitgrain. I find Mahina to be the most gentle and the most soft of the vanillas. It's a billowy fragrance. Billowy, I tend to mean it's sort of fluffy. It's soft and fluffy, and reminds me of sort of marshmallows. If you can imagine a really fluffy big marshmallow, and it's just slightly sweetened or flavoured at the sides, just very, very slightly, and it's flavoured with very, very soft fruits. There's no fruits. Oh no, there's mandarins. Maybe florals are softening this out. There's just, I get more of like a very slight hint of a flavoured marshmallow. Very soft, very subtle, very shy. It kind of disappears on my skin a little bit. I think the orange blossom and petitgrain is probably giving it just a little bit of lift, just so it doesn't disappear completely. Tonka bean is giving it a really lovely smoothness. Sweetness I'm getting here is probably that lovely Madagascar vanilla. I think it's quite pretty in the opening, but it does soften so quickly and then disappear. You're going to get maybe just a few hours of wear here. If this had a colour, I would colour it very, very soft, pale pink. And although I'm not making it sound particularly exciting, I do think it's something I've not actually smelt before. There is something about this which is unusual. And I do like it, I just don't love it. It's a like and it's pleasant. So next up we have Vanille, and Vanille is classed as the sunny vanilla with main notes of grapefruit, plumeria, which is frangipani, and benzoin. I would class this as my salty one, a salty vanilla or beachy vanilla. It has notes of grapefruit, honey, frangipani, benzoin, and of course Madagascar vanilla. And I do rather like this one. Now this opens up very bright. I do enjoy grapefruit in fragrance. You could almost colour this fragrance yellow when you first spray it. It has a lovely brightness to it, which I guess is why they call it the sunny one. The reason I call it the salty one, nothing in the notes here I've described as salty. So I don't know where that salty element is coming from, but to my nose I get this image of the sun warming up a kind of stepping stone, like these stones you get when you're walking into the sea. And there's lovely sea water that's splashed onto the stone, so you've got a salty element on that stone, and the sun is kind of warming it up. You've got a frangipani tree nearby, and you've also got that beautiful vanilla that's just giving it some sweetness as well. And that is the image that I have with this, and it's that salty mineral element that seems to be, it's the nuance that's being played through these notes. An unusual salty, I like salty fragrances, so for whatever reason, the salt element is something I'm actually enjoying in this one. I also think that frangipani is a really pretty, exotic, soft kind of floral. I'm enjoying that aspect in this fragrance as well. Despite this being the sunny fragrance and me talking about there being brightness, it actually leans cold. I think it's quite a cold fragrance. So it takes on a nice, mild, but also unusual characteristic in its note of vanilla. So I do enjoy this one. So Vangelis, number 4 in the vanilla collection. Yes, okay. Vangelis is classed as the spicy vanilla with main notes of spices, almond and carnation. And yep, I have to agree, my skin, my nose is all playing well with this one. This is definitely the spicy vanilla. It has notes of clementine, almond, carnation, cloves, cardamom, cinnamon, pepper and Madagascar vanilla. So lots of lovely spices in there, and carnation's quite a spicy scented flower. I like Vangelis, I do. Got a bit of Virgil in this, not a lot, a bit of aromatic Virgil. It's got a little bit of softness from the Vahini. It's got a bit of sort of brightness and saltiness from Vanille as well. And the one I feel is most similar to this actually is Valkyrie, which is the one I don't really like, which is unusual. I feel that these two have the same kind of projection of character, if that makes sense. They could be sisters, but with very different characters. I don't know what it is, but they're kind of like two sides of the same coin, only this one for me works. This one to me is the one I enjoy. I can recognise vanilla in this fragrance, and the others I don't tend to do that. It's a peppery vanilla. I really do get that pepper. I can smell the cardamom, the cinnamon, the cloves. Not too strong, just mixing smoothly with the vanilla. And there's a lovely creaminess, I guess, coming from the almond. The one facet in this that I'm not 100% sure on is the one that I think is shared with Valkyrie. There's that strange note, which I think I said it was mothball, but I'm going to go back on that. It's not mothballs, it's that kind of raw dough. Whereas this one, it leans more sort of hospitals. I'm not selling this at all. Oh my god, giant bee's just flown in. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Where's it gone? Massive bee. It's under my sofa. And I'm allergic to their stings. The bee is safe, he's outside. That was breaking, my heart is going so fast. So the sweetness is balancing whatever strange note I find is linking this one and Valkyrie. Does that make sense? I can definitely smell a hint of that clementine. It's just sitting on the edges of everything else, I think. It's a lovely faceted fragrance, this one, and it shares a lot of characteristics from the other four. So that is Vangelis. The last one I actually don't have in my little packet because I gave it to my mum. But I do have the bottle, as I've mentioned in previous videos. This is the one that I fell in love with, and I've got myself the 100ml bottle of Virgil. So Virgil is the aromatic vanilla, and it has main notes of clary sage, rosemary and cedar. Absolutely the aromatic vanilla. It just gives me life, this fragrance. When I smell this, it is just one of those close your eyes, take it in and just drift away somewhere. It has brightness, it has smoothness, it's invigorating, it's vibrant, it's clean. It's so extremely well blended that you just get this one scent of, oh, pure zen, absolutely pure zen. And without sounding like a total hippie, it sings with like a spiritual cleansing aroma. If you went into the most exquisite, luxurious spa, this is how it would smell. It would smell of Virgil. Soft, herbal, clean, zingy, bright, creamy, luxurious scent you would miss when you leave the spa. It's a scent you'd want to take with you and have your whole home smelling like. It has all the notes of clary sage, rosemary, cedar, geranium, leather and pink berries. Yep, that leather. I can definitely smell leather in here. Edie. It's just giving it that lovely edge. It really is the sort of perfect base to have rosemary and clary sage and all the other things. It's just perfection, this fragrance. Let's just give it a bit of a spritz in here. Look at the mist. It's absolutely beautiful. I can't stop smelling this one. Beautiful scent to relax you, put you in that kind of spiritual frame of mind. This was a very new style of fragrance for me. I find it quite addictive every time I smell this. It still remains one of the more unusual fragrances in my collection. There is nothing else I've smelled that is like this at all. So the deliciously aromatic Virgil is where I'm going to leave you. So those are my thoughts and feelings on the vanilla collection. If you've got the vanilla collection, have I made sense of these fragrances, or did I sound like I'm coming from another planet? I hope you enjoyed the video. Just excuse me while I have a moment with Virgil. See you on my next one. Over and out. Take care. The deliciously Virgil... The deliciously... I can't talk. Deliciously... Why can't I say that word?